Yeah, buddy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an impromptu, out of the blue, first time we've done it, episode of Ear to Ear Podcast with C. Ray and Laney Mo. We
Yes,
know
sir.
who we are. C. Ray, Laney Mo.
Yes, sir.
All right. So today, WVU's schedule for 2024 football has finally been released. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the opponents on our schedule, and we're going to talk about where we think we're going to end up. And let's get into that, Laney Mo.
Yeah, buddy.
So, just to start it off, everybody knows we're starting the year on August 31st with Penn State. Thoughts on this?
Pretty much, we don't know. Rumor has still been swirling a little bit about them moving that game to a Thursday or Friday. So, with that there, that'll be a nightmare. I just want a night game. You know, them wearing the ghost all whites, and us we could either blue it out or go all gold. That'd be awesome. But I want a night game in Morgantown, regardless.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be really fun. I think honestly, Laney, considering the progress we made last year, I think there's a chance, small chance, that we could win that game.
I think there's a big chance we win that game.
Yeah, you know, ever the optimist, ever the realist. We know how it is. Yeah. Either way, I do. I think there's a chance. I think we could start out 1-0 there. Everybody, Albany Great Danes, and I don't think we have much to worry about there. You know, we'll probably see our third string quarterback by the fourth quarter by that point. Then we're going to Pitt, man. I think that's a win. I think we beat Pitt this year. They don't got anything for us. I think we're bringing too much back. I think we go up into Pittsburgh and we really get one out of there.
I think Pitt's going to give us everything we can handle. They brought in he's supposed to be this high-flying new OC that's supposed to just light their asses on fire up there. But I think Pitt is going to be typical Pitt. I think we walk out of there 14-point win. Nothing crazy, just 2 scores.
14-point win. That's fair. We could handle that. After that, man, we got Kansas Jayhawks on September 21st. That's a home game. I think Kansas, you know, they've had a couple good years. This past year, I maybe would have marked that up as a loss because it was a loss the year before last. But I don't know, man. I think we get them this year. I think it's a close game, closer than we probably want to be with Kansas. But I think we can get that one.
I think the only way that Kansas beats us is if we beat ourselves.
Fair.
It's I'm saying Kansas isn't the old Kansas, you know, but yeah, them coming to Morgantown, us rolling in after, you know, I hope we don't have like a letdown. That could be a letdown game after Pitt.
Sure.
Then you got, you know what I'm saying, then you see right ahead of you is a bye week. So that's when you just hammer on that.
Right.
But yeah, that's
I think it's a win.
I think that's a win. I think that's a good win. But they're going to give us everything we got, everything they have.
Okay, we got off week after that, and then the following week we're going to Oklahoma State. That's going to be on October 5th, and that's kind of a 50-50 game for me. I think a lot of how the first 4 games go might depict how that game goes. I think it's a winnable game. But you know, gun to my head, I'm going to put this one as a loss right now. Taking us, I honestly think a chance to be 4-1, possibly 3-2, and there's no specific reason for me other than I don't know. I don't have a great feeling about it.
Oklahoma State, we're up and down with them. I don't know how to even put this. That Oklahoma State it's always a war, and they are notorious for playing really, really good, and then the next week really, really bad, and it just depends on what we run into with them. Oklahoma State scares me by very, very little bit in me. That, you know, Oklahoma State, West Virginia is basically for the you're in the top 4 or 5 spot, because that's the winner of that game usually finishes in the top 4 or 5 in the Big 12.
Right. That's a good point. So, I mean, here at this point, I'm thinking 4-1. possibly 3-2, around that area. The week after that, we got a home game against Iowa State on October 12th. That was a game this past year I would have marked up as a loss for sure. And I don't know, man. I'm kind of putting this one in. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of putting that as a loss. It's going to be at home, which I think is going to give us an advantage. There's just something about Iowa State, man. When they beat us bad.
I love this game for multiple reasons. Anthony Beck's boy is the starting quarterback for Iowa State, Rocco Beck.
Right.
He plays a little chip on his shoulder. He's pissed off that his daddy played for WVU and West Virginia never gave him a smell in recruiting. So they came out of Tampa. That's his hometown. And they way under recruited, and the kid can play. I mean, the boy can play. I'm not saying that he's Brock Purdy whenever he played there, but he can play. He's a winner, and he got that Beck blood in him, and he's pissed that West Virginia never gave him never really looked at him, and he said that WVU was his dream school at the time. So and then he ends up going to Iowa State. So that's going to be a war. I think that could be who has the ball last in a 48-45 ball game is what I believe that could be.
Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
I'll give us the win.
Give us the win on that one. Okay, I'm giving us the loss on that one. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. Now the week after that, going October 19th, another home game, Kansas State. Going to be homecoming this year. I think we get the win there, man. I know, them losing that Howard kid is a big loss for them. Now, the rumor is this kid is supposed to be coming in and taking over, is supposed to be better. But I don't know, man. I don't think that it's going to be good enough to beat us at home. If the team that we ended the season with comes in and we progress even more this year, I think we get a win there on homecoming night.
I have K-State winning the Big 12 next year. They get down. That kid that they brought in, that boy is a gunslinger, and he can roll the pocket. He can take off running. They've changed how their offense goes, and I think K-State comes in Morgantown and gives us a beating. I think they beat us, and I think that's the one game that West Virginia just gets outplayed and I'm talking handed, like 14-7-point loss.
All right. So at this point so far now, at this point right now, that's our first 6 games of the season. You've got us losing 3 of them.
I got us losing 1.
Just that one?
K-State's gonna be our first loss. Yep.
Oh man, Laney, that's ballsy. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. First 7 games, by the way. Sorry, guys. Still losing 1 though. Okay, that's impressive. That would be a huge start to the season for us to be, halfway through the year and only have 1 loss. So all right. Well, after that, then we're moving on, man. Going to Arizona on October 26th. Before the coach left, I would have been a little more scared in that game. I don't know how that's still. I think it's still to be seen how that's going to affect Arizona. I think that's a winnable game.
Yes,
I give us the W on that one.
Yeah, I give us a road win going out there. They won't be ready for us. We come in focused after K-State loss. Get back on the wagon and go out to Arizona and handle some business out there.
Awesome. All right. And then we have an off week after that again. Second, it's like the first time since 2016?
It's been a minute.
It's been a while. 2 off weeks this year. That might bode well for us. You know how we are. You get a little thin, we get a little tired, and it comes at a pretty good time. Right there. We play 4 games. I like the way our schedule's spaced this year. I think it's spaced very favorably. 4 games a break, 4 games a break, 4 games. I think that's really lucky for us. So after off week, we're going to have Cincinnati, where we're going to be making a little road trip there on November 9th. That's, win. Let's move on. That's just all there is to say about that.
That's going to be WVU's second away home game. because we are going to sell out Pitt. Pitt's going to be a home game,
Yeah,
and Cincinnati is going to be a home game.
I agree.
I cannot wait myself. I'm gearing up. I will be in Cincinnati for that, and I just can't wait to actually. I love invading other towns, and so we're like Roman conquerors. But yeah, I can't wait to put my feet down in Cincinnati and take that game in. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a win.
Definitely a win. Definitely a win. Week
Yeah.
after that, Baylor's coming to Morgantown. It's been been a couple years since we've had Baylor in town. They're going to be here November 16th. I think that's a win. Taking on how well we progressed last year, I don't know that Baylor's going to be able to. I don't know. I just don't know what they're going to bring for us. Being at home, I think we're set up pretty favorably for a matchup against them this year. So I'm giving us the dub against Baylor.
I think Baylor's going to give us everything again. They're gonna come here, and that's going to be a war. And I give us a W on that one. It's also,
All right.
yep.
All right. All right. The week after that, man, November 23rd, we got UCF. We got the Golden Knights. All right. Right. Is that what they are? The Golden Knights? Whatever. The Knights. I'm sorry, UCF. I forgot. They want to be called the Knights now. Sorry. The Knights coming to town. I think that's another W. I think we beat them. I would like to beat them worse at home than we beat them in Orlando this past year.
That's going to be a loss.
Ooh, no. Get out of here.
I think that's a letdown, or something goes drastically wrong. They got what's the heck's his name? I can't think right now. Their coach, not Mizell. Darn it. Something like that. Coached at Auburn. Anyway, their coach gets down. They will be better than they were last year, a lot better in his year 2. And UCF comes to Morgantown and hands us one.
Ooh, man.
That's
okay.
That's where I'm at.
All right, fair enough. And then we're going to end the year November 30th at Texas Tech. And I think for me, I'm kind of going right now at a glance, the quote unquote way too early stuff. Texas Tech, I'm giving us a loss. I'm going 8-4, man. I think we know how it is when we go to Texas Tech. We never play well at Texas Tech. We never have a good time when we're there. I think that's a loss, and I think that's going to be our 4th loss of the season. I'm way too early kind of stuff. I'm thinking 8-4, and we're ending with a loss at Tech.
I think we lose to Tech, and it's that's 9-3 for me.
All right, well,
so
guys,
I think our losses are what I say:
Tech,
first,
UCF,
Tech,
Kansas
UCF,
State,
Kansas State.
Yep.
But I still think that puts WVU in the Big 12 championship. So,
well, yeah, I think that's possible. I mean, I think it's going to be a very, I think it's going to be a crazy kind of year. Especially with there's going to be a lot of unknowns this coming year. We've got all the other teams coming in that we're not going to be playing, and how's that going to affect things? But that's 3 losses for Laney, 4 for me. I'm going Penn State, Oklahoma State, Iowa State. We're going to go on a little bit of a win streak, and then I think we end with a loss at Texas Tech. So 8-4 here, 9-3 for Laney. You guys heard it here. Probably not first, probably 100th, considering the stuff's been out since earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to give you guys our thoughts on it, and we hope everybody has a good night.
Hope we kept you entertained from ear to ear. Good night.